Welcome to Money Tips and Politics Tricks. If you don't like politics but still want to understand the financial implications, then stay tuned and subscribe for more insights. The year 2024 began with a chill wind blowing through Trump Tower. Donald J. Trump, the man who once ruled America, was now its most infamous defendant. Headlines screamed of his legal woes. Civil lawsuits piled up, each one a dagger aimed at the heart of his empire. The walls were closing in. January brought a stinging defeat. E. Jean Carroll's name was seared into the headlines, forever linked to Trump's. The sexual abuse and defamation trial had captivated the nation. The verdict, a crushing blow. Millions in damages hung over Trump's head. Doubts began to creep in. Could he survive this? February brought no respite. A New York judge, his face etched with disapproval, delivered another blow. Trump's financial empire, built on a foundation of bravado and bluster, was deemed to be a house of cards. The judge saw through the facade, declaring that Trump had inflated his worth. The financial world watched with morbid fascination. March brought the start of the criminal trial. The weight of the world seemed to settle on Trump's shoulders. 34 felony counts, falsifying business records. The charges were serious, the stakes even higher. For 6 long weeks, the trial consumed him, casting a long shadow over his ambition to reclaim the presidency. The verdict came like a hammer blow: guilty. April arrived, a cruel month that mocked Trump's predicament. He was a convicted felon, his future uncertain. Yet, even as the storm raged around him, a flicker of defiance remained in his eyes. The Republican Party, against all odds, nominated him as their candidate for the 2024 election. Hope, fragile and flickering, was rekindled. The campaign trail was unlike any other. Trump, burdened by legal battles, was a wounded warrior. His rallies, once filled with unbridled energy, now carried a hint of defiance, a touch of desperation. He railed against the injustice of it all, his voice hoarse with passion. His supporters, their loyalty unwavering, roared their approval. June arrived, bringing with it the first presidential debate. Joe Biden, his face etched with the weariness of age and a tumultuous first term, seemed a shadow of his former self. Trump, sensing weakness, went on the attack. He hammered Biden on the economy, on immigration, on his perceived failures. The debate was a turning point. Trump, the fighter, was back. July brought a seismic shift in the political landscape. The Supreme Court, in a stunning decision, ruled that Trump was immune from the criminal charges against him. The news reverberated across the nation. Trump, his face a mixture of disbelief and elation, hailed it as a victory for the American people. His enemies were in shock. The impossible had happened. The Supreme Court ruling ignited Trump's campaign. He was energized, reinvigorated. Rallies were packed, his supporters caught up in the wave of momentum. Then, the unthinkable happened. At a rally in Pennsylvania, a lone gunman emerged from the crowd, firing wildly. Trump, miraculously, escaped unharmed. The assassination attempt sent shockwaves through the nation. It was a chilling reminder of the deep divisions that plagued America. Yet from the ashes of chaos, something remarkable emerged. The Republican Party, galvanized by the attack on their leader, closed ranks. Support for Trump soared. Biden, shaken by the events, announced his withdrawal from the race. August saw Kamala Harris, Biden's former running mate, thrust into the spotlight as the Democratic nominee. Trump, sensing an opportunity, revamped his media strategy. Gone were the days of relying solely on Fox News and conservative outlets. Trump went where the people were: podcasts, live streams, YouTube channels. He appeared on Andrew Schultz's wildly popular podcast, trading jokes and barbs with the comedian. He sat down with the Nelk Boys, their youthful energy a stark contrast to his own. Trump, once dismissed by many as out of touch, was suddenly connecting with a younger generation. He was the outsider, the disruptor, the man who defied expectations. October arrived, and with it, the final stretch of the campaign. Trump, riding a wave of momentum, crisscrossed the nation, his rallies becoming increasingly fervent. He tapped into the anxieties of a nation grappling with economic uncertainty and political turmoil. His message was simple: make America great again, again. November 5, 2024 dawned bright and clear. As the polls closed and the votes were tallied, a sense of anticipation gripped the nation. Then the news broke. Donald J. Trump had been re-elected President of the United States. The victory was not just decisive, it was historic. Trump had become the first Republican in 2 decades to win the popular vote. The world watched in astonishment as Trump, the man who had been written off countless times, reclaimed his place on the world stage. Billionaires who had once shunned him now clamored for his attention. World leaders who had mocked him now sought his counsel. Even former critics offered grudging congratulations. December brought with it a sense of closure. Time magazine, in a move that surprised no one, named Donald J. Trump their Person of the Year. He was invited to ring the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange, a symbol of his return to power and influence. His approval rating soared, a testament to his remarkable comeback. The year 2024, a year that began in darkness, ended in triumph for Donald J. Trump. He had defied the odds, silenced his critics, and reclaimed his place in history. The Donald was back, and America would never be the same. Thank you for viewing Money Tips and Politics Tricks, and don't forget to subscribe.